Welcome back, everyone, to the silly Noita Run series, where I play Noita and talk about random frickin' exposition dumps. Because that's just what I do now. Or more accurately, that's just what I feel like doing now. Since I ain't got anything better to do with my time. My voice feels a little bit weird, but I'm sure that's absolutely completely unimportant. And now, I shall be gaining a buddy. Huh, wow, that looks like a healthium potion. I better approach it. I'm sure I could get some delicious healing juice straight from this liquid. What? It's a mimic? That's crazy. Who could have guessed this situation would be what would occur? That's incredible. Anyway, little goober, you pick him up. He will make little squeaky noises while you hold him. And he is the cutest little thing in all of existence. If anyone ever hurts him, I will end their life. You can also see his little gooberish legs. And the thing with potion mimics is they're the only type of mimic in the entire game that does not attack anything. They're also completely friendly in pretty much every way. And something that I don't really think about very much is the actual lore of Noita, because a lot of it's heavily rooted in Finnish mythology, yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is exactly the same. Because, sure, it is rooted in Finnish mythology. A lot of stuff has great basis in the Kalevala, things like the fish bone, what is it called, kantele that you can get from, you know, forgetting the fish spell and whatnot. But that's not everything that this game has, because there's obviously the higher powers, the gods, stuff like that, but we don't really know everything about this game because there's a really limited amount of story information that we have access to. It's really limited. To a sort of infuriating degree, almost. Because it's a lot of information that I would love to know, but information that will probably never be revealed because it's sort of the mystique and mystery. Like, how the frick did the Hisi have guns? Why are they all wearing armor? All of this, like, random crap being the case. And we'll never figure it out, but it's still interesting to speculate on sometimes. On an unrelated note, I'm removing this TNT from my inventory, because Sea of Mimicium is a lot cooler. Alright. Let us... let us. Do we really need anything else from here? We don't really need Touch of Grass. We could use it to get helium gas, but I don't know if we can, like, do too much with that. We would need Touch of Urine for that, and I don't know if that's worth it. But, guess we'll just do this. There you go. That should be enough, right? Yeah, there we go. Apparently that used both of its uses, so... unfortunate. Okay, there's the Touch of Grass spell. Let's try and drain this somewhat effectively. Let's see here. Right, so, I didn't say this in the last video, but all of the player characters in the D&D campaign, for the most part, are human. If I didn't state their character's race, it's because they were human, and I didn't think about it, because it's just so simple in my mind. And it was just like something that I'm like, oh, I don't have to say that. But of course I have to, because nobody here actually knows anything about that campaign until I tell them. So, most of them are human players. Sorry, human characters. The players are all probably human. Little bit iffy on that one. There's a small chance that there's a couple non-human players, but you know, it's probably not, right? Man. We need to get another wand. Set of wands, really, preferably. But we have to go to the funny zone for that, and I'm frankly not foolish enough to do that right now. Especially with all these so few perks. Okay. Yeah, let's try and make helium. Do I have Twigger spell that I could make use of? Question mark? If this one... Because I don't have wands on me that are good for this. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we don't need cessation. It's not very useful in the first place. What does this mean? This background rune. Because I've seen it before. I think it's just one of the many background thingies that exist in the world. I'm surprised that didn't poison me. Okay, there we go. Let us make our way over here. Because we have an outhouse to discover. Should be right up here. Yeah, okay. And it just, like, spews out little particles. Mostly because it's telling you to destroy some of it. Which will give you gold. Did they remove the Touch of Gold's question mark spell coming from this? Or does it just take longer to spawn now? I'm gonna check the wiki. Because the Noita wiki is an incredibly useful tool. Okay, Noita wiki. House. Oh, I see. Okay, so I need to bring the Kakakakari to get it. Which we will not be doing. Oh. Okay. You need to bring a poop stone with you to get it in every single run. Did not know that, because that was not a thing before a while ago, I guess. Probably, maybe. Or maybe I've only done that enough times that it doesn't matter. Oh well. We have Touch of Grass. I really do like the unless part of the Touch of Grass, because it does tell you that, and that is an important part of it. Also, I still don't think we've ever figured out what this arrow means, which, real unfortunate, but oh well. Anyway, I think I did summarize all of the players and their different backstories, but I didn't really summarize too much as their reasoning to be in the small town that they all ended up in, with the main exceptions being the cleric player and the what's his name? The rogue, I guess, kind of. The paladin's in hiding from a bunch of gang members, so that's a pretty good reason, because not really gang. Basically gang. Gang's the best description. People who work for a very illicit group, shall we say. I'm gonna make a wand storage zone real quick. Definitely want to make it in an area that's safer, so let's remove this for now. I'm not sure if this is guaranteed to do what I want every time. Oh, it is, because I got no more shuffle. Duh, you freaking idiot. Okay, and then we'll make our wand workshop over here. If you don't know what the frick a wand workshop is, it is, well, very self-explanatory. Where you do your wand building stuff. And preferably, you're going to want a relatively flat open space for it, with lots of storage stuff. Since we have very basic digging tool right now, we're going to be doing this to dig it out. But once we get better stuff, we can be much more precise with it. That should do. And booyah. Anyway, this is where we'll store wands and stuff. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. If we like a wand or set of spells on a wand, we'll bring it here and leave it here. And then we're probably going to want to sit this down and just make it a little bit easier to enter between floors. There we go. Alright. Oh, get out of my house. For once, it actually is mine, because I just frickin' made it. And because we have the power to, we will now be leaving behind a bunch of things. Like, for example, the saw blade and this touch of grass. As we can now officially start filling up our storage system. Really, we don't care about sorting yet, but we'll probably want to do that later. And if you're wondering, but context, why are you doing this? It's just so I can make a Noita save file that is infinitely large with a bunch of stupid crap going on in it. I might eventually do a 34 orb with this world, probably not. This is my current storage wand. It does a pretty good job at storaging. Probably actually do want to sort some of the spells that we have access to. Just because, like, some of them are particularly important in a lot of builds, aka the infinite spells. The Greek letter spells, as they're called. Just want to keep those separate for the most part. Everything else, we'll just leave together for now. That's probably fine. I'm the one making the storage system. I decide what's fine and what's not. Alright, there you have it. Basic storage has been created. Should really make better gear. Actually, you know what? I could leave this wand here. I should just do one floor for all the wands. For now, we'll stick that there. Get out my house. Frick! He balked me. Now I have to frickin' wait. Yeah, let's hold on to piercing, because we will want it for later. Piercing and downwards larpa are probably going to be nice for healing spells. I do have concentrated spells. That is a big problem. We're going to need a lot of damage reducing spells to get this to work the way that is smart, because concentrated spells buffs damage to high heaven. We'll probably end up just needing to do nullification altar. Oh, you're kidding me. Unfortunately, since we don't have a huge amount of immunities, we kind of have to be real careful. Which is not my strong suit. Especially considering I'm using a freaking black hole wand in this biome, which is very stupid because there are giant mushrooms that detonate everywhere at any given time with freaking acid. Oh, I kind of want that ambrosia. That could have been very bad if I had been in that explosion. Okay. Probably should just do Hisi healers, to be honest. Because we are not entering here with a good amount of health and or immunities. There's just lava potion here, because that's frickin' normal. Okay. Yeah, I get it. You're gonna be annoying and stuff. I'm here for wands, not for dying. Okay, giant pool of acid. Pretty commonplace in this frickin' biome. Wait a minute, I'm just gonna start filling everything with... Okay, hold on. I have a great idea. I call it ambrosia. Grab our Sea of Mimicium. Grab our thing here. Grab Phi, which is the wrong one. We want this one. Enigma should just copy it. Fine. No? Okay, we gotta use Alpha. It's called Sigma, not Enigma, but I'm used to calling it something completely different because that's just who I am. This is a projectile. You copy projectiles. Bada bing. Bada. Booyah. Oops. Well, that's fine. Drop some ambrosia in there. And that'll convert all this stuff into safety juice. Now, it's a very good idea to have a bunch of safety juice around. Because, duh. Random blood out of nowhere. That's fine. Get ourselves some more safety juice. And blood. Alright. And we just want that to kind of trickle into the main area. Because, well, ambrosia's nice. Really nice. Okay. Wrong wand, but that is fine. That is going to make a lot of blood, I realize. Not really a great way to sort it out, but I'm sure we'll find something out at a later date. For now, we've got this. And bringing ambrosia with us is a very good idea. Alright. For now, this is just our ambrosia making wand, which I will be leaving back at base. Along with this spell. And this one, since it can't really help us right now. But this one we're going to need in order to heal ourselves. By adding ambrosia to the environment, we become significantly safer. Oh, hey, random fungus. Now, you do need to add quite a lot for this to be safe, so we still have to be really careful, but it is an added safety net beyond just what we had before. Which was literally nothing, by the way. Oh, good! Acid teleporting in out of nowhere. Love it when that happens. Exceptional care should be taken when trying to exist in this biome. Especially when utilizing black holes, because of high-grade explosives that are literally made out of freaking mushrooms. I think I'd rather not actually have that right now, thanks. Oop, random fungus spawns. Gotta love them. The one major threat of this biome is the random mushroom spawning. And, you know, all the explosives and really all of the other dangers that I didn't mention. Ooh, hold on. And a fairly mediocre wand. Not useful in the slightest. Oh, goodness. See, I'd love to get healing, but there's really no good way to go about it right now. And so we're just going to use this method. Which is to say, raiding this biome and praying Healing Bolt is a lucky drop that we end up getting. I'm glad we have Toxic Immunity, even though it's not the greatest help. It's better than nothing. I will absolutely be taking those triggers. Well, I'll take one of them. I don't need multiple. I do need more damage-reducing spells, though. At this point, polymorphine might even be a straight-up upgrade. Obviously, I'm joking, but it is pretty bad what state we're currently in. I do need to kill this guy, because he will cause us problems if I do not. Okay, he's dealt with. What's this wand? Got on it good stats. It's got reduced lifetime, which is something, and its stats are actually good. Which is to say, I'm about to have a new teleport wand. Stop just randomly spawning in mushrooms, game. It's really freaking annoying. Ooh, max HP up. That's not gonna help, man. Oh, I forgot how black holes work. I'm stupid. Decelerating shot, 805 recharge rate's kind of nice. It's not really good enough, though, because it's got a pretty crap actual mana storage level. Propane, the most horrendous spell in existence. Do I seriously not have any fast spells? Jeez. Definitely glad to have the frickin' slime effect, because it does make traversing things a little bit safer. Because it prevents us from catching on fire. And ooh, that's kind of nice. I like this here accelerating shot you got. But yeah, it protects you from fire and it makes you move slower, which is great because slow movement is actually helpful when you have a wand that teleports you at Mach 5. Under normal circumstances. Do I need Miss Spirits? I grabbed this because I saw Chainsaw and my brain does the freaking monkey brain thing. Why am I on fire, game? It's gonna trickle damage my health into hard negatives if I'm not careful. Sheesh. Alchemist attack. Never fun to deal with. Could pheromone the whole biome. That's certainly an option. Yeah, not gonna lie. This is really getting... This is kind of rough. Whoa! The fudge. Alright, back to the character building stuff while I try to not die. Actually, I should probably focus on living instead of that right now. As much as I love talking about my world building stuff, I do also enjoy not being a corpse. I did make a backup before starting this, so we should be pretty good on that regard. But I do want to not die still, so let's try to keep ourselves alive, huh? Yeah, you'll probably not kill me if I go anywhere near you. Gosh, these are all just so peachy. None of these reduce damage, by the way. All of them... Oh, Chain Spell does reduce damage. That's something. Here, I have a Black Hole Beam. 35 hit points is not enough. Because of all of these environmental hazards. And the hazard that I am myself, playing Noita. With this low HP total, and only, like, 1 immunity. Whoa! That's the entire reason. Just guys falling out of the sky. Holy crap. Who wants to be hit by a guy falling from the sky? I mean, like, come on. Okay, maybe some people would, actually. Like it's raining men or something. Saw blade of doom. Why does that happen? That's so scary. Just like warps upward and then instantly detonates into a new goober. You just evaporate this and evaporate that. And evaporate that. After all, this isn't my my home base, so I don't care. Wow, that is just horrifying, huh? No! Are you kidding me? I got stunned, mushroom spawns on top of me, and I die instantly. Alright. This is what we save scum for, boys. And non-boys, I guess. I don't know. Alright. Copy. Copy. Paste. Well, since I'm waiting here, I might as well talk about the story. Right, so, Mr. Scytheman, who got cursed by a literal dead god. The reason why he's in the town, which I should just say at this point, it's called Titan's Crossing. That is a little piece of information that is super important. And I probably should have explained earlier, but, you know, who cares? So, in Titan's Crossing, there's a bunch of non-player characters who are not really very plot relevant right now. They will be later, though. Good, Noita's working. Essentially... Oh, frick, do I have to do all of that again? Ugh. Oh, well. Such is the price of being me. An idiot, as it were. But creating a storage system is easy peasy. Squam easy. And I'm still going to be vomiting out some of this stuff because I don't need it. Which is to say, I am going to be getting rid of... where is it? Hold on. Frick. Expanding sphere. No. Which one was it? That one. There we go. Okay. Hi, buddy. I need your companionship once again. Grant me thy friendship, little one. Alright, let's go grab Sea of Mimicium and get the frick out of here. I think we have enough drills for now. I'll probably redo the backup thing just to be safe once we recreate the funny zone. I guess I'll heal from healers in Hisi base instead. And then we can go take on the biome that will spell my doom. But yeah, so the reason why the guy with the scythe, the soul magic man, is within Titan's Crossing is because he needs to take up contracts. And this time he doesn't need it for soul, just for money. He is promised a great reward if he manages to essentially kidnap a golem. Now, I don't think I ever explained this, but golems, elementals, stuff like that in this world, they're generally fairly common. Because of the incredibly high amounts of magic in the setting, they just form naturally. And by naturally, I mean they create each other in the case of golems. No. In the case of golems, they are able to reproduce by creating more golems. And in the case of elementals, they're just incredibly massive concentrations of magic. So in technicality, they're not elemental. They're giant magical storage containers. Just one big box of magic. Now, crap. Oh, right, these guys can only pick up Mimikyu, so it's fine. Anyhow, they're very plot relevant. And I accidentally just did that, didn't I? Crud. That is fine. It will not be a problem. I will get the touch of grass chest. I will not need to open it. There you are. Switch that back to black hole. Remove this from my inventory. Let's go say hi to Hisi Base. An unenjoyable biome at best. Alright. Contract money. He ends up learning that the golem went missing the night before. Well, the whole party does, really, because everybody's there for their own reasons. But he, in particular, discovers that the reason for this is because, it was on a resource-gathering trip. And, well, he was the one who found the, tracks, essentially, showing that he was headed back to his normal location for gathering resources. A nearby cave. Which the players swiftly took up arms, I guess. Decided that it was a good time to just get out of there and go towards said cave. Which they, of course, proceeded to do. Now, that's the main reason Mr. Soul Magic is there. He needs money, and, of course, there's a good chance that he'll gain some murder on the way there, so who knows? Might be a semi-moral way of not only gaining cash, but also the energy he needs to sustain his own well-being. Now, we also have the monk. The monk is a construct. He's literally a created being. He basically is a warforged, sort of, but made of flesh like a person. Uniquely, the main reason he's in this town is because that's just where he went. He basically explored in the wild because, for some reason, the guy who created this monk forgot to, how do I say this in the correct way? Failed, I suppose, to keep him locked up. Which, you know, good for the monk, because it makes him free, but, bad for our titular guy who made Construct. Are you seriously drowning in the freaking... He drowned in the pink drink. Can't blame him, it probably tastes very good. Okay. Let's go try and find some more healers, shall we? Oh, frick you. How did that hit me? What? Again? Oops. Gotta switch this back to the black hole. You know, I should really just do this. Leave this on here, and then just switch back and forth between the two when I need them. I don't know why I have to be so stupid sometimes, but I guess it's like part of my abilities or something. It's in my ability list. Intelligence immunity. I think I said that last time, but it's still applicable. Oh, hi, Mr. Commander. It's too bad the commanders can only spawn in non-healing guys. Wrong wand! I hate this game so much sometimes. Alright, save scum 2 electric boogaloo. Seriously, I think I'm going to have an aneurysm. It's fine. Instead of being a freaking Nimrod, I can fix my brain by not killing the healer this time and just spraying pheromone on them normally. All right, let's speedrun this time. Shouldn't take too long when I use my intelligence score of 2. Boom, save file implemented. Great. Okay, Monk is there because, well, he just kind of sleeps in the forest nearby, and he needs to go somewhere to restock on food and stuff, because of course he needs to eat food. What do you think he is? Some magical creature that sustains itself on nothing but energy and power? But, yeah, that's his main reasoning. The Paladin's there because, of course, hiding. And he's lived in this specific town for a long while at this point because, well, it's easier to hide there at this point from his debt. Oh, also, he's a communist. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. That part was just for the memes for the most part, but we ended up making it into the backstory of the other extra-dimensional factions that are important plot and have massive plot relevance. Oops, wrong potion. There you go. Here you are. Hello to you. Let's see. The divination wizard. Ah, frick. That's not good. We only get one more extra chance at this. Being the one up at the top who was meant to be the hint. Anyhow. Wizard's there to meet one of the town NPCs. That being the town diviner, a little kobold lady. Who, as it turns out... Oh, what? Okay. Is also one of the targets who is going to be kidnapped. Though, this isn't something that the funny soul magic guy knows about. Anyway, his grandfather is the one who told him to go there because he wanted him to learn something in particular from her. Which, of course, he has not done yet. I know, so great. It's fine, he'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure. They'll remember at some point, right? Right? Please? Okay. Alright, my gaming instincts are telling me to make more of this funny pink juice. For the sake of funny pink juice. Waterfall of pink. Now this is the way to travel. Alrighty. So yeah, he's there to meet up with the town kobold. Town diviner. I don't know why I call them the town kobold. She is very much skilled at her job. And she knew she was about to be kidnapped a little bit before it happened, but couldn't do anything to stop it from happening. Because unfortunately, she was not fast enough. But the players thankfully managed to find who in particular it was who took her, track him down to a graveyard, and deal with them. But that's unrelated. That's important later. Next we have, who do we have that I haven't explained the reasoning for being in Titan's Crossing? Seriously. I think that's everybody. There's 6 people. Lives there was the cleric. Lives there was the paladin. Is there for basically he lives directly outside of town reasons, being the monk. He's there because of money purposes. He needs to earn more money from scamming people and tricking people, is for the rogue. There for a contract, which is the soul magic man. And lastly is there because right, to meet one of the townsfolk. That being the magic, the divination wizard. Skilled magic user. Ah, the healing factor. I love telefragging people. Don't like telefragging myself, though. Okay. This time I will not make a fool of myself and die to a random enemy. At random. Hopefully. Actually, I could just keep going down. Since I haven't explored all of this stuff yet. Oh, that's just stupid. That's dumb. I disagree with that in every way. Ooh, another possible way of infinite healing right there. Just stand behind him with a healer, and bada bing, bada boom. Right, anyway. Something, something, that's why all the party is there. Now, what I should be getting into next, what their first mission was. Tracking down and rescuing our good golem friend, Groth. He is the town blacksmith, and he's pretty chill. Most of the townsfolk love him, because he's just big guy. He doesn't do too much. He's big guy. He's chill. He's great at his job, and he jumps to completing things pretty quickly if he has the power to. And he's really plot relevant later. But the players don't know that yet. Actually, a lot of the characters in Titans Crossing are very important. But of course, they don't know this yet. And I doubt that they will learn it easily. Alright, enough of the weird voice. Let's try and deal with this biome, huh? There is no frickin' way you lived all of that. Are you kidding me? Holy crap. Do I even need to wrap this? No, I don't. I can just add damage to it. You know, if I had any, which I do not. I don't know, I genuinely just straight up don't have any way to add more damage to this right now. Other than adding piercing, but that's a stupid idea. And also will not help me because it will eat all the mana. So essentially, just, nope, kill everything, dig a pit. In one of the most deadly biomes in this game. Alright, so, players head towards this cave. Now, basically nobody else ever goes to the cave except for Growth, so pretty much nobody knows what's actually inside of it. But for the purpose of explanations, I will tell everybody here what is inside of it. Now, this particular cave is relatively confusing, because the very first actual cave section, after you go through a somewhat basic tunnel area, is a large open area with literally just floating orbs of magical energy that are glowing in order to produce light. And there is a cabin in the middle of this giant area that has like plants on its roof, like grass, one of them funny styled cabins. And there's just a guy who lives in there. He's not important at all, actually. I just added him there for flavor purposes. Because I thought it was interesting, and also because, who knows, maybe the players might like to check on him at some point and see what's going on there, and then I can make him plot relevant. Because that is how D&D goes. Hey, buddy! Wanna heal me? Please? Thanks. But yeah, I call him the hunter because he has a pet dog, and I was planning on just making him a hunting guy. Anyway, they ask about where Groth is, he points them in the right direction, and they head down. And notably, there's traps inside this cave. And the area in specific that they enter looks, quite honestly, like it has been detonated through. Lots of explosives that are sort of trapped and poorly rigged that'll go off at any moment if they're not careful. Spread around the room. Oh, frick, we found healing. Well, that greatly conveniences me then. Not inconveniences, conveniences. I know it's difficult to tell the difference between those two words. But we will be holding out of that really quick. Probably don't need more than like 2 or 3, but I'm going to take as many as I can carry because I am not freaking stupid. Let me just... -9 healing damage. I need to test how much base damage they have right now, because I know it should be very considerable. And then we can go from there. 13 healing damage. Which, by the way, is a damage type not a single enemy in this game is immune to. So that means that this should make it safe to consume. And we should have no reason to worry about negative consequences for our actions. Wish I had spell refresh on me to make this teleportation stuff easier. But I'll take what I've got, and I'll use it a lot. Alright, anyway. They go down the right path. They find the golem, along with quite a few rats. And when I say rats, I mean rats with glowing eyes and clearly tampered with magic kind of rats. Now, these rats can cast basic spells and detonate on death depending on the color of their eyes. Which, you know, cool and all. But why they exist, not something the players know, something that I know. And something I'll explain here and now. So if one of my players is watching, get out! No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you probably shouldn't hear this. Essentially, they're just there, lol. They're not doing nothing. Oh frick! What? Why did that hurt me? That's bullcrap. This should be healing me still because it has -9 base damage. It goes to a total of 13. Why does that hurt him? It does 25 base damage. Are you kidding me? I hate concentrated spells, man. Bane of my existence and a half. Okay, we need to find more damage reduction stuff. I'm sure I can find something. Light shot would be awesome. Are the spells produced by LARPas affected by concentrated spell, I wonder? Because if not, then we can just kind of do this. Okay, they are not. So, LARPA seems like the best way to heal here. Until we can get more damage reduction. Which will not be easy. But, we have a way to heal. And that is a lot better than what we had before, which was no way to heal. Okay. So they find the golem, save him from a large group of rats, and by save, I mean they kill all the rats. The golem does literally nothing and just watches them deal with it. If the players did nothing, I was just going to have the golem kill all of them, because he's a golem and they're regular frickin' rats. He's a rock golem, to be specific. He's very large and mostly humanoid, and all the golems in this world are capable of speech. They just talk like people do, because it's easier than me going like, oh, they go telepathically. No, that doesn't make any sense. And, of course, because he's a golem, he's able to change his physical shape by using the magical energy that basically powers him, because he's a golem. Golems and elementals have cores for the most part, which is basically where they store all their energy and their soul. It's like a human heart or brain, or I guess both of them combined into one position. And the more powerful the core is, the more capable of doing different things that creature will be. It takes a lot of energy to be able to change your shape and form. You know, like polymorph and stuff, or shape-shifting. Which is why I used to portray the fact that he is very clearly capable of a lot of weird stuff. Which shows that he's definitely probably hiding his actual capabilities. Which he is. Groth is hiding the fact that he is an incredibly capable individual who, the government really does not want to be existing. Oh, frick, we were a little bit to the left. That's weird. Anyway, government hates him. Just like it hates everyone else. Though, to be fair, it has some reasoning behind some of its hatred. Not all of it, though. Do I seriously not have any way of reducing damage any further? Excuse me, game. Give me some damage reduction of some kind. Please. I am begging you. We aren't going to do the outhouse until after we manage to get a poopstone. This time I'm slightly more prepared, you see, because I've actually managed to obtain healing. Because I am a capable individual, of course. Now we simply need to find damage reductions, and we'll be peachy. We will want to hold on to one healing. Probably also down with ARPA. Frick you! You suck. Die in hole. So they save the golem, get him out of the thing, and he's like, hey, I figured out that there was some mithril back in that cave. This was starting at level 2, by the way. They were very low level. This is incredibly powerful gear for that stage. So, they, of course, go back in and get some mithril. Because who the frick wouldn't want mithril? Mithril's awesome. And as it turns out, there are some more rats there. And this is actually an old dwarven mining operation of some kind, which is determined by some of the old machinery in the corner and some old sheets. Now, dwarves in this world are basically just normal D&D dwarves, with the exception to the fact that they're sort of more rock-like and have poor vision. And the reason for this is because they're a group of the previous sector of humanity that once lived here before, well, trying to kill the elemental, and trying to kill several elementals, and basically getting wiped out of existence because of it. That's what eventually they became, or some of them did anyway. So, you know, poor decision-making on their part, but whatever. You lose some, you lose many more. It's all part of the process, as it were. Alright, once I've dug this out, I'll make a quick resave of the file. And then we'll probably chill out there. Alright, continuing with the summarization. They managed to make a mithril staff using a rock that they grabbed from the floor. Which, originally they were just like, huh, this rock feels funny. I rolled a D100 because I was like, there might be some plot relevance to this rock. It might be fun. It might be fun to make it something interesting. You want to know what I rolled? 100. Because, of course, why would I not roll the 100? It's the highest, best, most coveted possible roll. And it's the greatest because, of course, it's the roll I would get. I'm not mad about it. I just think it's very comedic to act like I'm angry. It definitely was surprising, though. I did not expect to roll a 100. It was actually the second 100 I'd rolled that day as well, which is very funny. If you're wondering, the other 100s were from a guy mixing in a bunch of random potions together to see what would happen. It wasn't great for him. He almost exploded, but because he rolled insanely high, he only exploded one time, and it didn't kill him. And by the way, it was the Paladin. Because, of course it was the Paladin. Why wouldn't it be? Anyway. That aside, which it is hard to put aside because it's freaking hilarious. They managed to make a staff. They used this funny rock. What the rock actually was a chaos stone, a homebrew magic item that is essentially just a item covered with chaos magic. Absolutely filled to the brim with it. Will cause random bullcrap effects to happen. It's like the chaotic sorcerer table, but worse. Want to know what happened when they tried to screw around with it? Bad things happened. Anyway, currently the wizard has the staff. It produces a number of unique effects, and he has barely used it at all because he's scared, which is completely reasonable in my campaigns. You should be afraid. Oh, no, I'm just trolling. I'm surprised that he hasn't used it very much, because it has a number of very beneficial effects right now, and one that literally just detonates you, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Nothing bad will happen because of my silly decision-making. Yes, so, funny staff, which the divination wizard is, of course, carrying. Everybody else is fine with it. And our good old friend, the cleric, he also managed to get himself a fun special bookmark from this. Now, before that, he originally asked for just a mithril bookmark for the sake of a mithril bookmark. As soon as he asked for it, the golem immediately chips off a chunk of the thing, clangs it down into a very flat piece of metal, and hands it over. Metal's not super durable in small stages like that, so not great. But then he asks for a more custom thing, and the golem's like, yeah, sure, you just have to pay for it. Which, by the way, he specifically stated beforehand that they wouldn't have to pay for this other thing because they basically saved him, quote-unquote, and he felt like he had to repay them. If so, if they just brought him the material, he'd make it for him. He makes them the staff. He explains that it was not a good idea to use that rock, and that he will not be doing the same thing in the future with that rock, and he also says that they should be careful with it. Because, of course, they should. It is a funny rock that does magic bullcrap. There was not much else that the players really did in that session. And we got on to the next one a few days later. Let's see here. Right, after that was when the kobold was discovered to be kidnapped the next morning. After all the players slept in the cleric's house, because he essentially owns that, his father's old house at this point, supporting himself and having a little bit of aid from, not the government, but, you know, the townsfolk. Since it is a small community, they're very supportive of each other. Kind of want to make sure this potion doesn't break, because it might be the ambrosia. No, that's the gunpowder. We don't care about that. That's the cat Polly. Chainsaw? Nah. Alright. I don't want that. I don't want that. They are all upgrades to this, of course, but I just don't care. That looks like a blood potion over there. Anyhow, more bull crap. Go. Right, this is our new... That is not our new tally wand. It's a different one entirely. There's the brazier. There's some chaotic pally there, too. I would like to make some hastium, but that's something we can do later. Alrighty. Lava potion. Just pour some water in there. Alright, that's dealt with. Let's see here. So, they find out that this kobold is kidnapped, and they're not sure who did it. I know who did it. Duh, I'm the DM, of course I know who did it. If I didn't, I'd be a bad DM. I actually set it up significantly in advance because the kidnapper was someone that the rogue noticed before, significantly earlier in the campaign while looking in the local tavern. One of two adventurers who originally were just there. I tried to foreshadow it. I did okay. I didn't describe him super well initially, so it was kind of hard for them to know, but I'm sure they figured it out, probably, maybe. He basically pickpocketed him to find a contract that said if you could kidnap and alive bring in this individual, that they would be paid handsomely. Which, of course, money is money. People are going to want it. And, as expected, people wanted it. So this particular individual was basically an Owlin. He's a powerful... I say powerful. He's like 2 levels or 3 levels above the party. Magic user. I tried to do cartomancy. I just didn't feel like writing it out on the paper for what you call it. I didn't feel like writing it on paper, so I ended up just making him a blade song by legal definition in D&D Beyond. But I never used any of the blade song features and made sure to account for them by, just removing them if they were mathematically adding to anything, which thankfully they don't. And the reason I have Blade Song is because I very foolishly purchased Tasha's Cauldron of everything on D&D Beyond, which not a smart decision, especially considering that freaking Critical Role, or not Critical Role. What is it called? Isn't it the thing made by Critical Role? That one thing that helps you with D&D, but ain't D&D. Roll20, that's what it's called. Ah, I remember. Let me remove these eggs. Actually, no, I don't want eggs. You. I do want Teleport Wand, though. Teleport Wand is best wand. And bada bing, bada boom. Random polymorphine pool, I know where we are. Or more accurately, I know where we aren't. We definitely aren't in heaven. Yeah, this wand's better in every way. Take this and vomit out all this other random crap. I remember this somewhat. Was this the one with acceleration on it? No. It is a decent wand. Has a significant number of slots. I kind of want to switch this onto it. Just for the factor of being better in every way. I'm sorry, old wand. You are no longer. Okay. Where the frick's that add mana wand? I want that thing. To be fair, I also want that acceleration wand, but we can't have nice things in this world, huh? Nope, that ain't it. Well, actually, that might actually just have better stats. Wow, it's way better stats. Wait a minute, I didn't check something very important. Yep, it is way better stats. I checked the thing that was very important. Alright. Anyway, I drag him down. He ends up in a graveyard, a cemetery, where he uses his incredibly annoying and potent flesh magic abilities to pull off some annoying stuff. Which is to say, he makes a fleshy abomination out of some of the corpses. This being a giant minotaur-like thing, which the players don't so swiftly dispatch of. In fact, they have a pretty difficult time with it, which is perfect because I really wanted that to be a somewhat tough combat counter. And it was somewhat tough. Nobody died, thankfully. But it was still somewhat tough. Good. Well done, me. One person almost died. They actually did go into death saves, which was great. Felt awesome to finally actually have something gripping like that happen. It was when they jumped into a pool of fire after they actually dealt with the main problem in order to stop the kobold from smashing into the floor. Ooh, hold on, I know where we are. Let me just detonate these shrooms real quick and throw a quick speed up on air. Whew. Whew. There we go. And this here as omen. Let's just yoink that real quick. Alright, so they save the kobold. Kobold's happy, heads back to the home base. Players turn the Owlin kidnapper into the sheriff. Local sheriff, he's somewhat nearby, pretty easy to get to. Players turn him in, because why wouldn't they? They are relatively nice individuals. Pretty good party overall. They want to do good things, they want to be good people. And they've done a pretty good job of it so far, so they might as well keep trying. Which, of course, they do a pretty good job at continuing to be good people. For now. Who knows, they might suddenly become villainous later. Oh. Nah, they'll be fine. Knowing them, they're all pretty good people in real life. I haven't seen any evil, villainous, chaotic behavior manifest, so I'm just gonna say that won't happen for now. Anyhow, turn them in. Things are great. Pretty nice. And they suddenly are told of a basically tech festival thing, where a bunch of new technology and magic technology, stuff like that, is getting unveiled by a very famous inventor known as Chiron, with his Chiron Incorporated, the company that he owns. Now, at this company, they make a lot of developments, including weapons, and they're heavily government-sponsored. But, yeah, it's new stuff, pretty interesting. So the players are, of course, wanting to go there. Now, before this all happens, the cleric is praying to his god, who, the god of knowledge, knows a lot of crap. And we know that he knows a lot of crap. I've already talked about him a little bit. I haven't said his name because it is a very plot-important piece of information, and on the very, very slim chance that his player is watching this, which is such a modicum... It's such a nigh impossible thing of happening. On the modicum of a chance that it is actually the case, I need to be absolutely certain he doesn't know. Because it's vital that he does not know. So, I will not mention it yet. Seriously, I'm not even joking about this. If his player finds out before the reveal, it'll kind of suck. Because it's sort of massively interesting when it happens. Or it should be, as long as I've been setting things up correctly. Since very little is known about his god by the normal people of the world. There's the propane wand of doom. That should be the accelerating wand of awesomeness, then. Oh, frick. Random polymorphine. We hate that here. Guy gonna blow me up, because of course. Alright. So he prays to his god. He asks, do you actually know what happened to my father? And if you haven't watched the previous video, his father, both of his parents actually, was kidnapped when he was very, very young. Or, I say kidnapped, disappeared in the night. Well, he was sleeping and left behind a single note basically saying, I won't be coming back. And leaving everything in the house to his poor child who was almost an adult at that point. Frick, hold on. So, praying to his god, he asks what he can tell him about this. And through a somewhat decent religion check, which isn't really what I was going to base it off anyway, he learns that basically through the same thing that happened to the poor kobold, his father was kidnapped. Which there really isn't much he can do about, but he now knows that in some way the magistrate, the government of the world, has taken his father. And presumably by the response of his god, not willingly. So, now he knows this. Something that he will never forget. Oh, frick you. Hate those random explosion jump scares. They're the worst. Alchemist deserves death. Grab me a perfect little bit of usefulness. Wait a minute. Did I leave behind my wand? I did. What a silly guy. Sure, I will store these. Actually, I don't know why I'm not just doing like a bunch of modifiers at the end of this either, because I can just stick them here. And they shouldn't make a difference as long as they're at the back. Since this wand is effectively storage anyway. Why the frick you blow up? What the frick? And now I can grab this, this, and this. All spells that I kind of want. And just, you know, stick them on here. Let's make sure to put chainsaw here just for the fun of it. Keep exploring as long as you've got hit points, and then take a quick break to make sure that you don't die to death. I do kind of want Chain Spell, just because it's useful for making some silly things. I think I saw Crit Plus, but I don't think that matters all too much. Okay, that's why you don't teleport into locations that you don't know the dangers of. Man, does this biome get any worse? Yes, the answer is yes. The answer is always yes. Could it possibly be any worse? Yes, very much so. Anyway, players head to the city. The nearby city, specifically, by following the same main road that they used to track down this silly little owl piece of garbage, really. He just kind of generally isn't a good person. He's not a demon, but, you know, he sucks. He's an a-hole. So, they've tracked him down. They already tracked him down. They already dealt with him. They go to this cool thing, essentially, where it is revealed that there are several very cool magic items, things that pretty much all the characters are interested in. But only a couple of them are super important, specifically the ones that the players buy, those being a pair of gauntlets that are made out of cast iron, which kind of inconvenient, but they feel like gloves when worn, like just your regular old latex or cloth gloves when you wear them, and you have to attune to them, but they are essentially gloves of molding earth. You're able to mold the earth that you touch using these awesome gloves. Now, this was something that they really wanted. It essentially just gives you a free dig speed for a bit. And they ended up buying it for a bunch of gold. By the way, how did they get so much gold? Some of it was for fulfilling a contract. A bunch of it, and when I say a bunch of it, I mean a bunch of it was from stealing. They stole literally 100,000 gold. And the only reason they got this is because I'm like, I'll roll on a thing to see how much gold this guy gets. He rolls as much as physically possible because my player is the luckiest people alive and I am the unluckiest person alive. They roll everything. The rogue rolls everything high, super high. I think 27 was like the lowest, or 23. Something just absurd like that. And then it drives me incredible surprise as to why I get lucky only when it's these kinds of rolls. Dude, seriously? I'm not even hurting you and you are attacking me. I'm literally giving you healing. Freaking hate that. My goodness. Ooh, frick, don't do that. Why? Why is there so much random crap going on in my giant tunnel? This is bullcrap. I'm just trying to heal. Okay, I need to kill this thing because it is... What blew me up? Alright, that's fine. I'll restore the rest of the save file later, and we can do this maybe on a stream on Friday, and I can finish my push-ups, but... Oh, goodness. Oh, I accidentally screenshotted. What exploded me? Are you kidding? Look at this. 3 of them spawn in from a single one of these funny little mushrooms. You can barely see it. It's right here. Well, hold on. Let me just, like, grab this frame. Right here. This little mushroom thing. That spawns in those little yellow guys, and they're completely worthless. They don't drop gold or anything. When they die, they explode. 4 of them spawn in. Get this. 1 of them jumps on me, detonates all of the others, does well over 100 damage, and instantly kills me. Man, that one does not feel like a fair death. That's fine. Anyway, that's why we save scum, boys. And we're save scumming this run because I frankly have lost all patience for the rest of my life. I'm not having a great time. So, last thing, I'm blah blah blah. They buy a couple of things. A hammer that does a bunch of extra damage, and by a bunch of extra damage, I mean like 3. And can summon a fireball located exactly where you strike with the powers of an evocation. So, you know, free fireball every long rest. Isn't that so cool and powerful and not at all broken for a party of, like, level 4 players who can't even cast that spell yet? It was pretty powerful. It's a good idea to give it to them because, frankly, giving them glass cannon builds is fun sometimes, you know. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, then there was a couple of other things, like a pair of gloves that can make you invulnerable temporarily. Right, the players also managed to, the day before the bidding, gain access to several other magic items by being very convincing to a pair of incredibly rich guys who, as it turns out, are important individuals in the underground or something. And they gave them some contracts to investigate Chiron, because, of course, the players want money, and these guys think, these guys don't like the magistrate. I think it'd be a great idea to hire them. I'll explain more tomorrow or whatever, whenever I post the next video, but can't really do too much more. I gotta go. Gotta sleep. Thanks for watching, though. And if you want to hear more about this silly little campaign, I can just do a full video dedicated to it and talk about something else during these, but frankly, I feel like telling people about it. It's fun. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Bye!